What's up everybody, my name is Cal, and today I'm going to review the 2017 Stephen King's It film. So if you're not familiar with Stephen King, he is a horror writer. He has done the likes of Christine, he's done The Mist, and he has done Carrie. So It is one of his most popular books, and it is about 7 people who live in a town called Derry in America, and an evil entity known as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Every 27 years he feeds on people's fear in that town, and he kidnaps children and eats them. And these 7 people decide to unite together to fight this evil clown. Most of King's work have been adapted into films, and these films are actually being remade. So Carrie, for example, has actually been remade. I think it was remade in 2013, and there are so many other films that are going to be doing this, because Stephen King's got his own cinematic universe, which is pretty cool. That of course means that It is going to be the latest film to be added into this cinematic universe. Coincidentally, 27 years ago there was a 1990 miniseries with Tim Curry playing Pennywise, and yeah, he did give quite a lot of people nightmares as the clown. And when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I did watch the miniseries in the summer with my family, and for a whole month I couldn't sleep facing my wardrobe because I had that fear that Pennywise was in there ready to come out and then eat me. I used to also check under my bed to see if he was there. So yeah, my fear of clowns basically developed because of Tim Curry. Thanks a lot. Anyway, this version of It is directed by Andy Muschietti, who did Mama, another horror film, and this version is focusing on the kids of It. And these 7 kids unite together to form a group called the Losers Club. And it's 1989 in the summer, and Pennywise is out feasting on the town, feeding off fear and kidnapping children and eating them. And these 7 kids decide that they're the only ones that can take out the clown and do something about it. So they have to face him as a group. So who are these 7 kids? Well, the 7 kids of the Losers Club consists of the leader, Bill. Now Bill is the one that gets tormented the most by Pennywise, as his younger brother Georgie in the beginning of the film sadly gets killed by Pennywise, and Pennywise starts to use that against Bill, and he just torments him with Georgie, which really sucks. Then you've got Beverly. She's the only girl of the group, but she kind of acts like a tomboy in a way. If you've seen the film, you know what I mean. And Pennywise decides to traumatize her by filling her whole bathroom with blood. Yeah, it was a massacre when that sequence was shown. Then you've got Mike. When he was quite younger, his mum and dad, they were sadly burnt alive in, I believe, some sort of haven, because back then there was a lot of racism and they suddenly just got tortured. And then Mike has to see that sort of come back when he goes to a meat factory and he sees this door kind of try and burst open, these burning hands are coming out, and then later he sees the clown hiding behind some plastic sheet curtains, and yeah, it doesn't do him justice. So Ben, he is the new kid on the block and he's very new to Derry. He gets chased around a library by not only the clown but also a headless soldier. Eddie, he's kind of the germphobe, he's got an overprotective mother. He gets chased by a leaper, who I kind of guess is an infected person with a lot of diseases and stuff. And then the clown just taunts him afterwards. Stan, he's the Jewish guy. He's trying to follow his faith, his religion. And when he's in his place of worship, we come across a painting of a deformed one who he is scared of, and then that painting comes to life, courtesy of the clown, and scares the crap out of him. And finally Richie, who is afraid of clowns. In the miniseries he's scared of this werewolf, but in this film he's scared of clowns, and he gets trapped in a room full of clown dolls, and then later the clown Pennywise decides to come out and scare the crap out of him as well. They all have the clown in common, and they realise that their common enemy is the thing that brings them closer together, and they have to stop him before he takes any more children. So my favourite 2 characters out of the Loser Club have got to be Ben and Richie. I like Ben because he's a nice guy, you know, he's very resourceful, he's very smart, and he comes up with all the solutions and answers and facts and info about Derry. So you need that guy. And I feel very sorry for him as well, because when he gets tortured by Henry, who slices an H onto his stomach, and I just thought that was really cruel. And then he falls for Beverly and saves her life at the end of the movie, but then Beverly decides to go off with Bill. And it's just like, oh, you know, when you like someone in your group, and then that person then just goes off with one of your close friends, it just kind of sucks. So I really feel for him for that sense. Favourite character has got to be Richie. So Richie is played by Finn, who appears of course in Stranger Things, and I love Stranger Things a lot. I think a lot of the elements of Stranger Things is adapted into it, which is really good. And Richie he's got a really big mouth, and he always is cracking jokes, and he's taking the mick out of his friends, but he's also afraid of clowns, and he's got very big glasses. And Richie's essentially, he's practically in every friend group that you can think of. He's that guy that you really just hate, but you just like him because he's just your friend. And he just reminds me of me, because I sometimes have a big mouth and I do try to crack jokes. I'm not really sure if I'm funny, but I'm also afraid of clowns and I do have big glasses, so yeah. And I do like Finn Wolfhard as well. Great cast as well. I think Andy Muschietti did this really well, casting the right kids for the right roles, really suited them. It's like as if these kids were made for the roles. So hats off to Andy for that. This film isn't complete without Pennywise, who is played by Bill Skarsgård. He had a big role to fill, literally some big clown shoes to fill in, and he did it very well. Definitely scared a lot of people when I went to see the film. Scared me quite a bit as well. And it's different to the original Pennywise, because he's got kind of a vintage look to him, and those glowing eyes as well. Oh, they are so creepy. He definitely will have a big fear factor and be scaring a lot of kids in his day. So yeah, he did his role perfectly and very creepily, especially in the very first opening sequence when he's in the sewer and you can barely see him, but his orange eyes are very distinct. And it's just something sinister about the way he speaks as well. It's just, oh, if I saw him in the street, I'd be like, nope, walk the other way. But he definitely did fit the role perfectly, and once again, by Andy Muschietti, very well casted as well. There was one particular sequence where he did really creep me out, and that is where Richie and Bill are upstairs in the house, and then Eddie's downstairs with a broken arm, and then Pennywise comes out of that fridge. And the way he crawls out is just, oh, so creepy. But if he can knock off creepy, then he's done his role well. Of course, this film is not complete without its jump scares being a horror film, and yeah, there were plenty. Even when you were expecting the jump scares, you still got scared. So the sequence of Beverly basically beats the crap out of her dad, and then turns around and boom! Pennywise is right there, just holding on to her, and I was like, oh my god, so scary. I was expecting it, but then you just get scared anyway. I like the sort of the tone of the film as well, very bloody and dark. Tyrone Magnus, a fellow YouTuber, and he did his review, and I do agree with him on this. The very first opening sequence basically set the tone of the film. Dark, filled with blood and clowns. The CGI was used, of course, for the eyes, and I reckon that they added more height to Pennywise, as well as those razor-sharp teeth, which, very impressive. I got so confused when I saw those teeth. I was like, whoa, vampire? Shark? He could be anything. He's Pennywise. Also, I like the use of colour in this film. So it's very nice and warm, sort of the lighting and tone, very summer-like. And then whenever Pennywise has his presence known on screen, the colour red is very significant. It's just more symbolic and it stands out more to any other colour. And I really like that sort of detail. The 80s vibe was definitely there. The kids on their bicycles, the cars, the setting. Very 80s. I guess my only fault with this film is the rating of it. It's a 15 in the UK, and I personally believe it should have been an 18, because the very first sequence with Georgie, Pennywise just rips his arm off, and then you just see a young kid, Georgie, just crawling in the street, blood pouring out of his arm, trying to get away, and then obviously gets dragged back down in the sewers by Pennywise. I'm just like, wow, you're really going to show that in so much graphic detail? Definitely should be an 18, but that's my only complaint. Overall, the It 2017 film was definitely full of jump scares and scary moments. High school element was very good. I like the Losers Club a lot. Losers Club actually does remind you of real life in a way. You probably would have met a Losers Club, or you were in a Losers Club. My situation, I personally think that I am still in a Losers Club. Guys, we are Losers Club. If you know who you are. I definitely like Pennywise in this. Bill Skarsgård knocked the role, and he will be scaring a lot of people. Chapter 2, of course, this is Chapter 1 if you watch the ending carefully. I'm excited for Chapter 2. The kids were discussing who they wanted to be cast as their adult versions, and they actually knocked them really well. I think that who they picked for their roles would work very well, but of course it's not down just to them, it's down to what they can find, and I really do hope they find a good cast, and I think they will, and the people that they came up with were really good for the roles. And of course, Chapter 2, 27 years later, they're adults now, they've got to face Pennywise once again, because he's not dead. Of course, if you know that, you read the books, the miniseries, but if you're not familiar with that, if you listen to him laughing at the end of the film, yeah, he's still alive. My only complaint was, of course, should not be a 15, but hey, that's life. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 though, because I thought it was a very enjoyable movie, despite having those scares and stuff, and that fear of clowns. Really good movie, and I can't wait for Chapter 2 to come out in 2019, I believe. So, comment below what you thought of the 2017 It movie. Do you think it's better than the original? Do you think it lives up to its expectations? What do you think of the cast? Do you like the cast? Do you like Pennywise? Do you like Bill Skarsgård as the clown? And what are you excited about for Chapter 2? Specifically, who would you like to be cast as the adult versions of these kids? I'd like to know. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye!